My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived two deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia. My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived two deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
God bless you and God bless Liberia. That's a powerful, short speech by Alex Cummings. That speech alone will tell you that he's ready and prepared to unite the people of Liberia. No matter where you're from, no matter of your tribe, your religion, it has nothing to do with how you are or Liberian, and it's all matters. That's what matters. You know, when you listen to most of our leaders, they are still running around with this notion of counting. Where's your base? Where you coming from? Share this video, like the video, and we might not be on radio today because there's a debate going on, and True FM is carrying it live too. But Mr. Cummings is not at that debate because I think it was not arranged properly. So you got the three big parties, they are not there. And sometimes people call debate, but if you don't arrange it properly, because you call for debate, everybody just need to run. You know, I don't blame nobody. We are tired. We are tired being the nice guy. Every little thing, oh yeah, Mr. Cummings will go there because that's how it's supposed to be. Like, no, it's not how it's supposed to be. It should be prepared properly. There should be enough information out there, or send enough notice. I know most of you guys never heard. A lot of people like bro don't even know about the debate that is going on today, and they just heard about it. And so we just heard about the debate, and that's it. So there's a debate going on, but Mr. Cummings was on 50-50 today, and from there, Mr. Cummings will be going to his foundation, and then maybe in a Ghana's belt, Bannersville area. So there's long activities today. But I want to tell you this: do not feel discouraged. Don't think that nothing is going on. Everything is on course. Everything is fine. That is the campaign that we are doing door to door, meeting people, and it's paying off well. And one thing I would say that Liberians are concerned, and that is a good thing. Oh, we can see Mr. Cummings. We can see this. These are all Cummings diehard supporters. They are Alex Cummings supporters. I'm telling you, you won't believe it. Sometimes people say, but where are the silent voters they're talking about? There are people in Liberia already made up their mind to vote for Mr. Cummings. Whether you can go up, you come down. They are not talking. They're not here to waste the time. They already know. It is clear. The only people that don't know that Mr. Cummings is the best guy is the selfish and greedy ones who think that it should be their people, or it should be their tribal men, or their brothers or sister or friends should be in charge. So only the people who are selfish, they are the only ones who don't understand. But I will tell you, yesterday I've been working the phone, and so the good thing about it, and I will tell you, I'll be honest with you, CPP, especially ANC, got a lot of committed members. Very committed. Let me be honest with you. Some of them have not received t-shirts. Some of them have not received banners or flyers, but they are still working. And I want to say thanks to people in America. This election, you are the one ready the backbone. And this will be the first time that more Liberians going home to vote, to cast a vote, or to campaign. I know 3 persons who is not voting, but they are in Liberia right now, mobilizing and doing things. And I know people in America who are not going, but got a group in Liberia. In fact, there's another group right now in Bombay Hills, sponsored by a group of people in America, Padam, T-shirts, and also. And I know individuals who are doing everything for groups in Liberia, who giving them T-shirts, flyers, their little Padam, just to find water, and they are moving. They are moving. This is working, my people. Let me tell you, it's working. We will win this election. We will win this election. They'll let nobody, I am a strong believer. I'm a faith guy. And it happens. Whenever you work hard, you get a good results. Whenever you put in your time in anything that you're doing, you will get a good results. And that is what happening. Mr. Cummings have been working, been going around the country. He been talking to people, telling them, explaining his vision for Liberia. I want you guys, sometimes take upon yourself. Go back and listen to this guy. I just saw a tape that I saw a long time and then it came across again, When Kwame Clement interviewed Mr. Cummings in 2008, by then Mr. Cummings was not even running for president. And this man always used a particular word, and he still used that word today. These two words, three: I have been blessed. I have been blessed. It's a blessing that get me to this place. This guy is a God-fearing leader. This guy, honestly, he said, I know how to identify talents. I believe in human capacity. I build him. You know, this is what the guy, when you go back and listen to Mr. Cummings, my Liberian people, what we're looking for. And then I am proud to say there is no politician in this race that is qualified or better off, that have the experience to do this job than Alex Cummings. The only difference between them, the only thing they have in common, they are all created by God. But this guy's talent, his knowledge is beyond. Don't look at his size. Don't look at his size. We should be proud for the first time to have such a man, Alex Cummings. We should be proud. It's almost like how George Weah was playing football for Liberia, playing in Europe, and every week George Weah would score a goal, and we all rejoicing. This is how this guy or Liberia man, like what Kwame Clement said, or Liberian boy from nowhere, just went all the way to the top. He went to this program where George Bush, they usually have this program. This boy, not because this man looking small, but this guy is powerful. God bless him. I would want my child, my boy child, to be like Alex Cummings, or be more than Alex Cummings. This is the kind of person you can be so proud of. So Liberia should be proud of Alex Cummings. Liberia should be proud of Alex Cummings. And I think they have seen it. I hear people going around, oh, Mr. Cummings supporting George. Where? Look, you up to now, you people don't understand Mr. Cummings. Up to now, you don't believe Mr. Cummings. This man don't lie. He don't. He's an honest guy with integrity and empathy. He don't take himself as if he's bigger than you or larger than the world. If any one of us were in the shoes of Alex Cummings to make millions of dollars, by this time, our shoulder all in the air. By this time, we all different. We're not even living like ourselves. We'll be stopping in Ghana. We'll be in America going somewhere because the man money working for him. Let me take this down and say it. This man money continue to work. Look at the Cummings investment. Look at the Cummings holdings, investment holding companies. Go and look at it and read about it. But we don't do that. We chose not to. We chose not to do it because we are jealous. We are afraid of good leaders. In Liberia as a whole, afraid of good leaders. We are afraid of good people. We are afraid of disciplined people because we are not disciplined. Because we are not disciplined. Our entire life, our role models are all corrupt people, so we follow them. We believe that corruption is the order of the day in Liberia. We believe that corruption is the order of the day in Liberia. So when you give this man job, say, oh, this guy here, he just get choppy. When the man go to work, he coming with 4 plastic bags. Oh, the man have built new house. That's the kind of thing we want. But the ordinary civil servant who working can never build a house. He been working 20, 30 years, can't even afford it. But you make you assistant minister, deputy minister, you build house in 3 months. Because that's what we see. They are our role models. So everybody want the government job. Everybody want a representative job. It's all about themselves. When it will be about you. Because you make it to be about them instead of yourself. It is your right to vote. Why are you still going behind people who will not even change your life? who will not even speak for you. Why, Liberians? Why are we doing this to ourselves? When it comes to public life, you owe no one an apology, or you owe no one goodness. And I continue to say this. Someone called the other day, and I was sitting with this person talking about me. Look at him. He brother supporting George Weah. Then he here behind Mr. Cummings. Who the hell is my brother? My brother is my brother. My brother don't determine, don't decide my future. Liberia is bigger than every one of us. Whether my brother support George Weah, whether my nephew support Joseph Walker, whether my sister support Joseph Walker, and my other, so I don't care. It's what I believe in. It is my conscience. Everybody answer for their own mind, or what they do. They answer for it. But Liberia is our priorities. You do not put yourself over Liberia as if you are Liberia and Liberia is you. You don't make other people powerful than where you're supposed to be living. No, 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 no. Liberia is what we have today. It's our country, your country. The Constitution gave me the rights of one vote. The man that would try to elect got one vote. You sit there, you elect someone. There is no way I will elect a man for 6 years, don't do nothing, don't come around and think that you will walk in front of my face in 1 year and come and convince me for your 5 years mess that you have caused. No way. We can't do that. We can't do that. This election is very important. These elections are very, very important to Liberia. If you don't know, the closer the election, the harder it is. We got 3 front runners, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it is no disrespect to the other 17 candidates, but Liberians are aware of 3. That's the 3 we have been seeing around. And amongst the 3, one person have traveled the entire country. One person have traveled the entire country. You got a president today who trying to go in the southeast. He's embarrassed to go to the southeast. And some of the people sending message that they don't expect the president to come from another country into his country. The information gathering that you have to pay for every cars that go through. President Weah cannot travel with one car. He traveled fleets of cars and travel with supporters. Everybody entitled to passports or some traveling document to enter into Africa. And the Avora will not allow you to go through the country with guns, because President Weah travel with guns all over the place. How can you go into Africa then coming into Liberia? It's a shame. Bad road medicine, bad road medicine. You promise the people today you can't even go to Maryland. You can't go to River G. You can't go to Sano, Grand Crew. My Liberian people, these 2 political parties are bad for Liberia. Either one that we select, we give them the position of president, we will suffer. George, we are president, America will punish us for Nathaniel Magay, Bill Traore, all these people. Because it's possible that Magay will win. And how they got in thinking, I don't have to go to America. I will be a senator. I don't have to go to America. Joseph Walker wins. Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson said, I don't have to go to America. If Prince Johnson was not running for senator, he was going to be running for president today. He said, to hell with America. I don't have to go to America. I will die right in this country. I got my university. I'm making money. That a damn business. They can't do nothing to me. But we will suffer. We got corrupt gang on the left. We got corrupt gang on the right. And we're there pushing good leaders. You all listen to the tape of Darius Dillon. I listened to that tape. I got sick in my body. I listened to Darius Dillon talking about BRUMSKINE. If that tape was to ever come up before he ran for office, and I would tell you, this is the time that I am regretting why I ever supported Darius Dillon. Darius Dillon is the same guy who stood up and tell us how BRUMSKINE was so good, how BRUMSKINE was a decent man, how BRUMSKINE was the one who actually nurtured him. Because of BRUMSKINE today, he wear white shirt. Because of BRUMSKINE today, with the kind of man they call BRUMSKINE. And this tape, it was not 5 years, it was not 20 years ago. This tape was made after BRUMSKINE appointed Yombly as political leader. So this is what he was saying now, where he's not the political leader because BRUMSKINE was coming around and would not allow him. He's a selfish guy, and this guy go ahead and tarnish and this. Oh, Darius Dillon, I'm sorry, you're my friend, but Darius Dillon, you, I'm disappointed in you, Darius Dillon. I hope you're watching this show. I am very, very disappointed in you. What make you a good leader is what you do behind closed door. And that is what you did behind closed door, and it came out today. Who you were talking to, Yombly, or you were talking to somebody else? Oh yes, he's not a political leader. He's not come to come here, and he was, you know, waste his time. He finna give the political out. That was a shame and disgraceful. The people of Grand Bassa County, the people of Grand Bassa County, the people of Grand Bassa County, if you guys do not stand up, then I know you are just like Darius Dillon and Yombly Kanga. The man who was the founding father of the UP and LP, who today that people respect Grand Bassa County, that Grand Bassa County got a political party in this country that is powerful. Even if Dillon don't like Mr. BRUMSKINE, may his soul rest in peace. I don't think Dillon was to speak like that. It's the same thing Dillon did 2011. He left and went to Ellen and then came back to Liberty Party. It was the same Ben Senvi that allowed him, because the people said they were not going to allow Dillon. And see what Dillon did to Liberty Party today. That because of Darius Dillon today, Liberty Party got a big problem. Nobody else. Darius Dillon is the one who invented the problem in Liberty Party. Darius Dillon was the one who first used the word fingering. Darius Dillon was the first guy who talked about altering a document. Darius Dillon played to the minds of people. He played as if he's this nice guy. He's a smart guy, don't get me wrong. Smart, he knows, he can read, and he know how to twist stories. He know what to do. He played on the ignorance and the illiteracy of Liberian people. He played on their minds. That is how he controls Yombly Kanga. That is how he controlling Bochas, Jonathan Sibwe. He know how to control people, make them look as if he is so nice until he can cry. He can kneel down. And I'm sure he can do more than that to succeed. He can come down to your knees and bring himself so down to get whatever he wants. But he's a green snake in the green grass. Dillon is a green snake in the green grass. I listened to that tape. That tape was sent to me 1 week ago. But I just been today I listened to that tape this morning. To hear and I record. It's not a dog tip. It's not nothing. And I don't know who he was talking to, but what I know in my own investigation, maybe that Yombly Kanga he was talking to, would not allow that man to come here. It can be no stand-up bearer. This was not an old tape. This was a tape that was made after Brumskin turned everything over. And Brumskin was still coming around. He was still coming around to the CPP meeting, the gathering, or whatsoever. Oh, my, and Yombly, that man already feeling making you the political leader. He will not come here. Will not allow him. My Liberian people, I sure you have listened to this tape. I'm sorry, I'm not using my computer to play it, but it's so disgraceful and shameful. And they got Brumskin's daughter, who make Yombly, who gave Yombly the opportunity to be a political leader, because she was the only sitting senator. So Brumskin show her that respect. Brumskin could have taken any other person and make them political leader for his party. But because she was a senator, that is why Brumskin turned it over to her. Brumskin never had a problem with the young people taking over Liberty Party. I don't think so. Brumskin could have looked around and called Funati Kofa or call somebody that he knows and say, listen, my man, you are the new political leader, because according to the Constitution, it gave Brumskin a right. It gave Brumskin the right to do it. But instead, he chose Yombly Kanga. Or Dillon were pissed off. Why didn't choose him? Dillon, I hope you watch this show, but this will haunt you. Dillon, you will not be re-elected. God first. But you see what comes from other people's mouth? You think that 9 years is a long year, but you will not be re-elected as senator of Montserrat County come your re-election. This will haunt you, and people will go against you. Only the stupid ones will follow you. Only the ones with no brains will follow you, Dillon. Only the ones who are greedy and selfish. So for what you're making today, keep it. But come 2020, 20 watt or 29, it can be 29. We will stand up against you. You are not a good guy. Politically, you are not a good guy. You are not. I say in politics, you are not good. I'm not saying as a human being. But when you can do it in politics, you can do it in your real life. You can betray someone like that. You understand? If you were to say what you said yesterday publicly, nobody will hold you responsible. If you're going to come up and say, well, Mr. Brumskin should understand he's not a political leader anymore, we will respect him as the founding father of this party. So we're not going to allow him to just come and think he's going to take over the party leadership, the political leadership again. No, you say it publicly. That is what a good politician will do. Nobody will hold you responsible. But you said it behind closed door, and somebody recorded it. Somebody recorded it, and it came out this time. Because that person who did that recording, Dylan, they are pissed off and they think that you are the one, and that's truth. You are the one who brought the big division in a party that you guys work for. That Brumskin used every penny that he ever worked for into Liberty Party. Brumskin used every penny. People were in love with you. Dillon, the guy is so honest. Dillon cried. There was a boy who somebody gave $400 to. And that boy came to you and gave you that money. You shed tears. You say, oh no, I don't want it. because they don't know what. That's not what they don't want. They don't use the small fish to fishing for big fish. Dylan is the kind of guy who will go fishing, catch a small fish. He said, "No, man, I want it when you put it back." To encourage the fish in the water. I said, "Oh, but when John, small fish just went up, he came back again. Oh, the other brother went there, he came back. Oh. Now the other big guy ain't go, he ain't come back. That Dylan. On his own, he never got 150 votes the first time he ran. But through the CPP, through protest votes, angry votes, he was able to win. And he think he's all that. They got him. And the whole day he will be talking about God, 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 God. Let me make this show about him. That is so pathetic. You people who supporting Dylan, do you think it's right to talk about somebody like that? Dylan had a whole show and say how BRUMSKINE was so intelligent, BRUMSKINE was nice, how he learned a lot of things from BRUMSKINE. Because of BRUMSKINE today, he can wear white shirt. BRUMSKINE was one of the most decent men he ever came across. Y'all need to start playing the tape of Dylan praising BRUMSKINE, because BRUMSKINE was dead by then. And just to find out that Dylan was not speaking to BRUMSKINE when he was alive. Dylan came to America when they said BRUMSKINE was in hospice. Dylan came to America. His first trip to America, he never went to look at BRUMSKINE while BRUMSKINE was still alive. But today he won't fight for a party that his 1 cent, his sweat, not even in there. He either joined the party because he thought he was a bastard man, or he pissed off that BRUMSKINE never turned it over to him and gave it to Yombli Kanga. And Yombli Kanga sat there and allowed Dylan to use her because she didn't want to allow Dylan to use her. So my question here now, Yombli, how do you feel? Who's Dylan was talking to? Maybe he was talking to Yombli. Maybe he and Yombli already has the plans what to do. Dylan was the one who initiated the whole breakup in the Liberty Party. He started it. He is the political guy. He thought like Dylan Library is not the same anymore. You made a big mistake. But you know, what goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Dylan have a newspaper article when he called Joseph Boakai corrupt. You all saw it. That was it was in the newspaper. I know you saw it. That Dylan said that Mr. Boakai is so corrupt. And he made that statement, Mr. Boakai is corrupt. Yeah, he made that statement. And he made that statement, Mr. Boakai is corrupt. Yeah. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on 1 minute. Let's take a quick break. Let me do something quick.
I say, Ricky, how coming? Frustration coming. CPP coming with fire. Corona and retire. Just see the way we do yellow bone. I'm up on this is nothing that shoridia. Tenga shori dia, the small tenga shori dia.
When Alex Cummings become president, part of struggle fini. Government officials will stop stealing our country money. Common people starving, daily leaders having party. We've been praying for better days, but things just getting nasty. CPP coming, politicians run for political weapon and funny. Retire was stopping, the hour is down. Alex Cummings spending the money. They say that's improper, the country is rich. Responsible leader, we voting for change. Phase 1 and phase 2, take over the mansion and handle the key.
Tenga shori dia, I say yes in there. Kaya takwa, kuba mana ilo kuna nunga ika tumo iko. Ika tumo iko. Ika mana iko. We celebrating Mary, making for the winning day.
When Alex Cummings
Show his face, you tell me who can show that face. I say we're taking over, CPP taking power. Yeah, then only they think they still want to favor it. People got the union opposition getting confusing. Hey, CPP coming with fire. Corona and retire. Just see the way we do your love. Tenga shori dia, the small tenga shori dia. Tenga shori dia, the small tenga shori dia.
Okay, thank you. I showed you there. Okay, ANC and CPP will be having a launching on the 14th in Magibby County. They call it the Cock City. And we expect everyone to be there, especially from Magibby. And if you're leaving from Montserrat, you're on your own. You have to pay your own way to go there because we're not transporting nobody. And it will be a big program. The people of Magibby are ready. And I know, we give them things to talk about. A lot of people are concerned. Oh, but why, Mr. Kwa, we can't launch in Montserrat? No. Montserrat is not the only counties in Liberia. Montserrat got different. The other people must enjoy. The other people has the ability. Let them see, let them come out and feed it. This is the first time for a political party to have the launching in Magibby County. Magibby County is right near Montserrat, all the way. So we are ready and prepared. We are waiting for it. And it will be successful as usual. Alex Cummings will be there, his entire entourage. And another message is that to those of you who are contesting, I don't know what you're really thinking about, especially Victoria, who's in Montserrat County. Montserrat County is the biggest county in Liberia. If you can win Montserrat County, you can win the presidency of Liberia, I can tell you today. If you can campaign in Montserrat County, you can campaign as president of Liberia. Montserrat got 17 districts. So Victoria, you got a lot of work to do. You have a strong challenger. Our people, when they look at you for so long, especially they get a lot of free things. It's not easy for them to leave him. So you got Sir Joseph. But I believe that Sir Joseph's time is over. He should not be re-elected. Everything Sir Joseph's doing is for him. It's not for the country. It's not for Montserrat. The schools that Sir Joseph built are his own school. It's not a school for free. The bosses he gave, that's his bosses. It's for him. It's not for government. Understand this. Electing people, you are not electing humanitarian. They are there to do a particular job. Sir Joseph is supposed to fight to make sure that Tottenham High is good. All public schools in Montserrat is good. But instead, he got a construction company. He got a school. I'm sure he got a hospital now. And this guy have not even built himself a house yet. I think he was building one in Dwazon. So he know how to use the Liberian because of poverty. He knows that he's a nice guy. He will spend anything. He will spend anything to win. He will spend the money. He's not the president of IE. So I don't know if IE doing good anyway. The last time I saw Charles Joseph in America, we talked. But I think Sajid should not be re-elected, Liberian people. But if you chose to re-elect him, it's up to you. It's up to you. Victoria don't have the money like that, but she's a smart woman. She's a smart woman. And women are kind-hearted people. Women are not like men. So I believe Liberians, especially residents of Montserrat County, you got a nice woman, an educated woman, a woman with passion, a woman with grace. It is time that you vote for her too. Vote for Victoria. Sir Joseph, vote for somebody who will stand for the issue, somebody who will go in the house and stand up to the Ellis Cummings administration that will put you first. Because Ellis Cummings is putting Liberian first. So anybody in our Senate and think that you're going to put your own pocket first, you go into the wrong place. If anybody who will be in the Senate during the Ellis Cummings administration and think that you're going to put your pocket first, I think you just went to the wrong era. Because it's not going to happen under the Ellis Cummings administration. I can tell you that. I can tell you that today. This man has everything a leader needs. Everything. When we elect Ellis Cummings, he will be the first Liberian who is rich and be elected in the office. The first Liberian who will not depend on your money. The first millionaire to run for office and be elected. It will be Ellis Cummings. The first guy, manager. Look, Liberia looking for manager, man. Let me tell you something. We're not looking for no political leaders. Politicians don't know. Politicians in a great United States. The president is a politician, yes. But what the president will do, he don't just appoint some politician to the Treasury Department. They appoint somebody who knows the job. On the Economic Council, there are sometimes business people, people from different people who got the idea, people who understand it. Not just a politician. Certain ministries, you put politician. But some ministries, no. You can just throw people there. Like how George, we had took George and Molba and throw him to aviation. He said he loyal. That's what he said. You got a new George, but about your labor ministry, you're loyal now. But they throw into aviation. Now anybody get through to aviation? Now anybody can get through that? No. And so, my Liberian people, this election is very important to us. This election is very, very important. Another thing again, they say Joseph Boakai going to Nigeria. They say Boakai is going to Nigeria to continue his negotiation for something. I don't know. That's what they say. Joseph Boakai is going to be in the western cluster. Joseph Boakai should have gone to Cape Mount yesterday. He went to Bombay Hills. Why in Bombay Hills to leave for Cape Mount? We heard they say it's very important. They say he must turn around and go to Nigeria. Then they sent for Jeremiah Kun and say he can't continue. You know, when a woman says she's pregnant or she ain't pregnant, just watch and see. The pregnancy can't come in the back. It can come in the front. I don't care what you do, okay, in the front. But let me tell you this. The three front runner, President, we have promised Bali Island. President, we have promised 1 million jobs. President, we have promised to make sure that Liberians are not spectators in the economy. Liberian promised justice. Liberian promised the war and the economic crimes code. Liberian promised free education. Liberian Joshua promised a lot. But Joshua actually did the sports park, the invisible sport, that was not part of him. He was just driving. He said, I think we can change that place around. But it's a nice place. But he did it in a developed country. The Invisible Park was never going to be built because that's an airstrip right behind there. But we did it. And when they asked the president, he said, but how many planes can come to that place? They said, so that means we abandon the spring feed now. How many planes can go over there? Said, that was it. He did the PHP. President Weah promised stadium in 7 counties. But today, President Weah, they giving all the achievement. They say they face the TUSA feed, that FIFA face it. They build the National Port Authority, the LPRC. That's a good thing. But these are plans that was already in the making, but he finished it, which is true. But is that why we should re-elect President Weah? Because they face TUSA feed? Because free people build their own ministry, their own department, their own money they use. LPRC build their own. So we should allow it to happen. We should gain the presidency. You fail to create job. You fail to create a security system. Lawless country. The economy is bad. Corruption is the order of the day. This president took 1 year, 6 months to build all his houses. But it's taking him, I don't know how many years to even finish the VIP section at the airport. This president built the best houses for himself. The one on 9th Street is a bulletproof. Oh, yes. And I know small house there. But yet, he asking for re-election and cannot tell the Liberian people what he did wrong in his 6 years that he need to fix in the next year. Oh, just give me another mandate. But the first one we gave you, what you did, and what was the outcome? What was some of the benefits? And you think that we should give you another year? No. This president can't tell us. So Mr. Cummings making a case. So he said, Mr. Weah, thank you for serving. We need a better infrastructure. We need roads. We need all these things. That's true. But what is your priority? Electricity is our priority. Electricity. When you get electricity, when you electrify your country, you get jobs coming in. Business people don't have to worry about running generator. When businessmen run generator throughout our UAP, and guess what happened? When we're fixing the electrical system, our technicians, our electricians, we get job. Businesses will start to bring conduit and wires, meters in the country. Then they will employ more people. They will employ more drivers. They will employ more secretary. They will employ more people in the warehouse to work. That is how they create jobs. Then we need water. Drinking water is human right to my people. Security, light is security. Yes. You see that? So, all these things, my battery is going low. I got 10%. Let me just make sure I put it on charge. So, all these things. When I listen to Mr. Cummings, his 2008 interview with Kwame Clement, he talked about water. Coca-Cola work with other nations for water, to good drinking water. They work with countries to make sure that this country got good drinking water. They spend money, and guess what? Liberia benefited from it. Our government. Everywhere they have Coca-Cola companies, the country benefited from Coca-Cola. In 2004, Mr. Cummings and his people went to Liberia, and they were able to give $375,000 worth of medical supply to the Buchanan Hospital. Mr. Cummings not running for president by then. Liberian family who were working with Coca-Cola benefited from the AfriCare. Mr. Cummings was on the board of director of AfriCare. AfriCare is an organization that organized by Coca-Cola to help around the world, to help a Coca-Cola family with AIDS and other stuff and help. So you see how Mr. Cummings been in the whole thing, and Mr. Cummings could not be working with Coca-Cola at the same time into politics. No way. You can't work. You will never see Coca-Cola contributing to any politician in America. No, it never happened. Like how the big companies will give this and give that. No, they don't. They don't. If you're in Coca-Cola and you want to get into politics, you have to resign. Yeah. So all these things, Mr. Cummings said it. Who are you? He said, I'm being blessed. First of all, I've been blessed. He never gave glory to nobody. He said, I've been blessed. And my mom and pa gave me the training. He's of God-fearing man. Then he said, drinking water. He said, internet in this age. Right now, you and myself talking. The internet. That is how we connect the world. You in Sierra Leone today. I got a friend in Cape Mount at the border area closer to Sierra Leone who used the internet from Sierra Leone. His service is from Sierra Leone. He got service in Liberia. He said the one from Sierra Leone is better because when you call him, he said, my man, I'm using my Sierra Leone phone. Why? We got everything. But because of corruption, even if you want to steal my people, why can't you do the work? Why you can't do the work? Why you alone should steal $5 million? Why you alone should steal $10 million? They taped what Modu said. I was not lying. The first time President Weah traveled to France, there was $11 million given to President Weah. He said, I had own money. All the money that President Weah was asking for, he said, I had own money that people gave to him. How can you be president and then you say people give you money? This man is so blessed. What are the blessing or that what? But he's blessed. This is the only guy that people beg and make him president. We owe George Weah. George Weah owe Liberia. But he's not doing us a favor. I agree. Some people say he's a human magnet. That's true. But he's not a leader. You know, it take me back to when George Weah was playing football. It was all about him. It was all about him. Because I remember some days, IE players, and I challenge anyone here can tell me a lie. IE players will try to go on strike. They say they will not play because IE owing them money. George Weah will be part of that group. But George Weah would leave the group and go on the dressing ground and leave his friends behind. It was all about him. It was all about him. He wanted to be the one with the light. He wanted to be the one that when I said this, nobody should say nothing. But all those time, all those years, we thought it was just football because football is a dictatorship. Football, the best players always get a say. The best player can control the coach. Imagine in this age, George Weah still hold things against some of his friends that play along with him. George Weah believe that he don't forgive easily, especially when you do some stuff. Who remember the first person who took their resume to George Weah? If anybody can remember, it was Ray Brapple, the first guy who took his resume. You think President Weah don't know that Ray Brapple graduated from University of Liberia? You tell me that President Weah don't know that Ray Brapple graduated from LU? But they made him to bring his resume. Yeah, he brought a resume. And he ever got a job? No. You think George Weah didn't know that Hazel Gray was the coach for Gion Professional? You think he don't know? But you think Hazel Gray get a job? You think he don't know that Washington Blade was supporting him? He knows. But those days when George Weah was playing for, that was the big boys. They were in LU. So that how George Weah look at them. He knows very well. But you can't take these things and bring it into leadership. George Weah is the father of Liberia, whether we like it or not. George Weah concerned, he should be concerned about every child in Liberia. That other people not children to not go to school. George Weah should be concerned as a former celebrity or football star should be concerned about lives. That when one Liberian is sick, President Weah should be concerned. It don't have to be him. Do you think that when people pray, the only people that pray, you hide other poor children, they pray against your child? Seriously. In Liberia, nobody want to bring children into politics, or sometimes a wife. Nobody want to bring them into politics. Liberia is the only country with so decent and respectful when it comes to politics. We try to distance certain people. In other places, they use your children against you. They go after your children to see some of the dirty things they're doing, and they will put it up. You see, in America today, they're going after Joe Biden's son because Joe Biden's son is a damn drug addict. So they're going after him, and he's hating his father today. But in Liberia, no, we don't care. We don't care. In Liberia, when you talk about politicians sick, they vex. Can anybody hire you when they know you're sick? They know you want to go look for a job, and they say you're sick. They will hire you? No. They're not going to hire you. Nobody will hire you when you're sick. It's the same way with Joseph Boakai. When we talk about pacemaker, people vex. When we talk about his health, people piss off. We live on past glory. Some people believe that Sakpa can still play on Lone Star team. Some people still believe that Benedict Wisa can still play. How some people believe that if Lone Star qualify for World Cup, George Weah should play on the team. That has some people still believe. Oh, Joseph Boakai was there for 42 years. It's not how long you serve, how well you serve. When we ask it, tell us what he did. Give us one legacy of Joseph Boakai, 42 years in government. Show us something. You can show it. Show us something about Joseph Boakai. You can. And you tell us about LPMC when you yourself was not even born. Which of the website you read it on? Which of the link that we can go to? But you can sit here now and go and Google Alexander Benedict Cummings, and they will tell you who Alex Cummings is. The Alexander Cummings holding companies. It's a 13 in the world. You don't know that? This man, money continued to work for himself. We should be proud. And there are a lot of Liberians out there who are doing good, but because of the way we talk to them, the way we treat our people when we come home. So, Mr. Cummings has the qualities better than George Weah, better than Mr. Boakai. The age of Methuselah has not to do the wisdom of Solomon. Mr. Cummings is qualified, prepared, and ready to lead than Joseph Boakai. We elect Joseph Boakai, America will punish us for Prince Johnson. Punish us for Prince Johnson if we elect Joseph Boakai. So, let me take a quick break. 1 minute.
What is your problem? Then you on the radio on me. Hey, my brother, what I do? All right. You gotta change. Because you alone, your boss cannot cover the whole bed again. We're fighting for you. Equals our mama. Remember when we have the old battle the park. I would make a paper for Kalusi. And we did it. We are fighting for you. We're begging you people. If you make the man disgrace, it will be good for you. We are turning to the man against our prayer for you to produce vice president. The old man is old. He take Kun to be vice president. When we win, then I Kun will be doing the job for you. Can you go everywhere? No. The old man is old. He take Kun to be vice president. When we win, then I Kun will be doing the job for you. Can you go everywhere? No. But I want you to be careful. We are fighting for Nimakan. Ephesians 6:8. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 8. They say, whatever good you do to anyone, it is God who pay you. Because God knows that people you do good to are the very people sometimes who can stab you. So the Lord said, I will take care of it. So for the sake of our country, this man is now this. I went through night, sleepless night. I suffered day and night for 4 or 5 months. making the arrangement. They put Yomi Kanga Lauren one side. She was to be the running mate to the mayor. And Costa there. Today, they push everybody one side and take Kun. Ephesians 6:8. If
I know few days ago, I think I had a...
So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him pamper. Every day I gotta buy a pamper. There's a man who bought me pamper before. I'm buying him pamper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said, he said, when you win, you run for one term. He himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find some.
In my mind, he should rest and find something. Not because they were Joseph Walker today, but that was the truth that he was giving. As people get older, and from the way I see things, I'm not a medical doctor, but it's supposed to say, oh, you don't talk about the man's health. You know, then when you talk about Mr. Bwaka, you promoting Bwaka. Okay, I'm promoting Bwaka. The same way you can be talking about Joshua, that means they're promoting Joshua. That means Joshua promoting Bwaka. But they say we shouldn't talk. My Liberian people, the innocent ones, the undecided ones, the independent ones, you are the one Liberians are depending on. Liberia is in your hands. You can squeeze it and kill it, or you can let Liberia go. You can squeeze it and kill it, or you can allow Liberia to be free at last. There are people out there who have made up their mind they will vote for Alex Cummings. They will vote for change. Especially, let me say this to our educated people. I listen to some of them saying that, well, you know, you must govern before you lead, and the people of Liberia don't want change. So Mr. Cummings can come with all the good things and not what they're looking for. What you looking for? You consider yourself an educated man. You left from Liberia. God bless you. You travel. And you learn. Instead of you convincing the people back home, you are already being convinced by the people that they don't want change. If you look at the history of Singapore, it took 10 men. But guess what? One of them was the guy with the vision. The other 9 were the one who convinced the people, say, listen, we can make this thing happen. So you that in America, Dwalu, you, George Lobo in America, who work in the system, whether some of you get job or not, that your responsibility to tell the people in Liberia that this can work. But instead, some of you people failed in this country, and because of your greed, you want to go home to steal your own, to eat your share. So you rather corrupt government in Liberia than to see a good government. Because some of you guys leave from here and go back to Liberia and chill with the same people you criticize. I saw George Lobe on Facebook chilling with the same CDC people, drinking their liquor. But you criticize them. So tomorrow when you get there too, they will chill with you. But some of us don't go to Liberia and chill with seditions and chill with corrupt government officials. We stand by ourselves. So you see, I'm not going to brag. I'm not going to hide nothing. I say it as I hate, as I know it. I say just as it is. I don't go to Liberia and go join one sedition up Royal Hotel to drink free. But the same people that criticize the government official, they leave from here, they jump behind and they ask them for gas slip, they ask them for this, they ask them for that. You see? So what you believe in as a Liberian? Oh, Mr. Cummings don't have the numbers. Mr. Cummings is a good man, but he don't have the numbers. What about you? You believe that he's a good man? Yes. Vote your conscience. Even if you don't win, there will be a second round. Then you can say, me, I did it. Me, I clear. I voted for Mr. Cummings. Oh, I voted for Weir. Weir ain't win, but I voted for Weir. But how can you come and tell me that, well, Mr. Cummings is a good guy. Mr. Cummings qualified. Mr. Cummings got the plan. Mr. Cummings can change the country. But he ain't got the numbers. What about you? Who is the follower now? You and the other people. You are the follower. Mandela Cooper. Mr. Bwaka is old. Mr. Bwaka should retire. Mr. Bwaka should get in the race. Oh, but Mr. Bwaka got the numbers. Oh. So say Mr. Bwaka got the number. Will just follow Mr. Bwaka. You are coward. You are nothing but a user. You are an uneducated fool because you can't even make up your own mind. The people in Liberia who don't want change have just convinced you that they got the numbers. What you believe in as a woman who travel, who live life, what you believe? You don't believe in yourself. And you want to run for president. You ran for president. Oh, nobody will tell me who to vote for. Nobody can convince me to vote for a foolish man. Nobody. If I have to vote for a bad leader, and I will say every day, then I'm just going to stick with George Weah. But you can tell me, you can sell your platform, you can tell me everything. I should be the one to be convinced why I'm voting for you. And that is my reason of voting for Mr. Cummings. I believe in his platform. I have seen it over and over. And he's the most consistent politician in Liberia. He's very consistent and behaving like a politician. His attitude and everything, and respect people. He respect his driver. He respect his security. He respect his cook. He's tolerant. No matter how he mad at you, he will not take it all on you. But he will find a better way to explain to you. That is the kind of person we're looking for. That is the kind of person. But are the person you're looking for? No. Where popularity carried us before. This is what popularity has done for us, the mess in Liberia today. And listen to them making a case for President Weah. Oh, the deficit was 29, we brought it to 27, to 17 or what? Liberian people know what they call deficit. Deficit or no deficit, put food in the pool table. Putting solar panel light in the street. What's the economic benefit? It helping the business people? No. What? Today, President Weah took a county tour and went to Grand Cru. What happened today? Why he can't go to Grand Cru again? Why he cannot go to Grand Cru? Take the ship. He won't go through Ivory Coast. And embarrassed to go through Ivory Coast. They will not allow you with guns into their country and back into your country before you drop the gun on the highway. That what they will be thinking. President Weah cannot travel by himself. He got to travel with over 30, 50, 60 cars and buses and with people behind him. How Mr. Bwaka going to go to the southeast? He got to travel with 2, 3 buses. They say, oh, we got people that we're not voting for Balu, we're not voting for James Barney. We're voting for president. You can't even tell us the vision of Joseph Bwaka. So how can we vote for Joseph Bwaka? So that's the thing here. This is why you're going to boil down to the question people asking. Who will Alex Cummings endorse between Joseph Bwaka and Mr. Cummings? Joseph Bwaka and George Weah. That the question somebody put to be, who Mr. Cummings will endorse? That question for you, UP. That question is for you in UP. Who Cummings will endorse? Who will Cummings endorse? Joseph Boakai or George Weah? So go back to yourself. Who Boakai going to endorse between Mr. Cummings and Mr. Weah? At least Mr. Cummings said, I will support Joe against Mr. Weah if he make it in the second round. Mr. Boakai never said I will support Cummings against Weah. But he had gone to the point now. How can Mr. Cummings support Mr. Boakai? He got to ask. Just how he never asked Mr. Cummings to go as his vice president, and these bitches were lying all around the place that Mr. Cummings refused to go as vice president. This time now, will Joseph Boakai ask Mr. Cummings to support him against Weah? No. His pride, his greed will stop him. Because he just went to a funeral where he refused to speak to Cummings. And when Cummings stood up to speak, he walked out of the church. How can you face him, Mr. Cummings, to ask for his support? And if you gave me the opportunity to speak for Alex Cummings, if I am the one in that negotiation room to negotiate with you, to vote for you, I will support George Weah. You hear it? Wait, maybe you don't hear me go here. So you can say, you see the hair? I will be keeping the hair like this. If I am the one in the room with you, UP, and begging CPP for their vote, I will make the decision no. No, no. N-O, not K-N-O-W, N-O. No. Now my reason, good. 1, you're not my friend. 2, you have not proven to be a Liberian. 3, you are hateful. 4, you got all kinds of plans for us. I'd rather 6 years of hardship than to go for another 15 years of hardship. You believe that Mr. Boakai would not go 2 years when he's president. It is your belief. Because it is what you told Alex Cummings that, oh, Mr. Cummings, just go with Mr. Boakai, and you know, in 3 years' time, Mr. Boakai will not make it, and Mr. Cummings will be there. One guy came on my show. Then, in fact, he myself on some show, Mr. Boakai will not end it. Then Mr. Cummings will end Mr. Boakai time. Then Mr. Cummings will run for his own term and run 2 terms. So Mr. Cummings will be going 15 years. Mr. Cummings said, Mr. Boakai will die for it before I be president? No. So, because of what you said, Mr. Cummings, if we give it to Mr. Boakai will be president for 2 years. After 2 years, Mr. Kuhn will end his term. Then 2029, they will control the election. They will appoint the election commission. They will put their own people there. This time now, it will be so Gio people, Prince Johnson people. No disrespect to the Gio people. I'm just telling you how tribalistic a lot of people are. They got the people who can always stick together. The Gio people, I love they stick together. Prince Johnson will make sure he put his own people there because Prince Johnson will be controlling Jeremiah Cohn. Jeremiah Cohn is the puppet to Prince Johnson. So at the end of the day, 2029, we should forget it. But not all. Whoever criticized the Joseph Boakai administration, you will not live to see daylight. Because Prince Johnson now will put a death squad together that will be going from community to community that will chase people. So Mr. Cummings now will have to take his money and go in the Bahamas or go back to America to enjoy himself. All the other politicians will put a tail between the butt and they will not talk. So when you criticize and say, oh, Mr. Boakai not doing this, oh, Jeremiah Cohn, the way get cost. In fact, when you start to cost Mr. Boakai, you will lose. When you cost Jeremiah Cohn, you will lose because Prince Johnson there. The only time I made Prince Johnson, he can't do it right now because he's senator. He tried to arrest him. So you see that? So they will control the 2029. So Clarence Monumba, who got an intention, who have the intention to run for president, will not contest 2029. Mr. Cummings will not contest 2029. Mr. Gonglo will not contest 2029. Best will not contest 2029. We got to wait for 27 years again. You see that? So we would rather take President Weah to wait for 6 more years. In 2029, we'll be free for all. We're not stupid here. That is why you go choke yourself in our group. You're loser always. You know God know why they put you in our group. Because you're in our group for retirement. Every one of you will know you. You know this election brought a lot of things. The election showed the ignorance, the arrogance, the corruption, the driven belly swine. They brought it out of them. So everybody in our one group. When you lose the election, just go open your company. Some of you will never get political job again. This election. Then I try to. Because Mr. Cummings will not give you a job. Because you corrupt. You apply to any ministry, they will not accept you because this and that will be looking at resume, they will be looking at your conduct. So go and open companies. Go and open your own company. Because you're not getting no political appointment job. Because you're not prepared to change. So we all will be on the same level now. Because now, some are not looking for government job too. Some are going to open a small water shop. I will lay tire shop. I will lay kobo shop. I will lay this and that. I all going to open. But the only thing now, I will be walking like this. You know what it is for? Because I am one of the guys who ran his mouth on Facebook for Alex Cummings. But it means that I will be like this and be causing problem because Mr. Cummings will be waiting to know that I the one cause the problem to set example on me. So we all in this thing here, we all agree to go straight. If you bend, you on your own. We say we're claiming. If you go this way and you want to take shortcut, they catch you, you on your own. So you see why the Joseph, how can you, okay, two of them go to debate. How can Joseph Boakai make the case against George Weah? Mr. President, you are corrupt and people die under your administration. I want like Brempo can go to school and this and that. Mr. Weah say, but look at the men are talking here. You look at the man, the former vice president talking to me. In a base school, yeah. And we get tuition free to LU, yes. They did it, no. The road they said they were facing, and we finish it, yeah. All the ministry, the public corporation offices that they built, and they started it, and we finish it, yeah. And people die in the administration too, yeah. And they used to jail people for nothing, yeah. But you look at the men, and the men were not used to talk, the men couldn't talk. The men, the road are going to the men country, and the one face it, yes. Let me tell you something. When you made that people president, like you say, oh, because the way I see Prince Johnson outside there, Prince Johnson will start going after politicians. Everybody say, that the time the Librarian will say, I'd rather stay with the devil I know than the angel. But two of them are devil now. Two of them are devil. CDC that devil. UP that devil. Because Mr. Boakai said, I'd rather dance with the devil. But then people say, I'd rather stay with the devil. Because two of them are devil. Then who will be there? Let me tell you how Roman camping. My Liberian people, for peace sake, to have a peaceful country, to have a better 2029 election, I will vote for George Weah. But all the way I voted for George Weah, I know you're not make the difference. It's up to him now to tell me you made the difference. If George Weah make the difference in 2020, in 6 years again, fine. Thank God for God. God, thank you. I pray that he do it. But my vote I gave to President Weah is to protect the 2029 election. So this is why I'm voting for President Weah. But I know the President Weah guy, I don't trust the guy. The guy will not make it. But guess what? They will still suffer us. Because I heard they say Nathaniel McGiffin winning. So America now will be playing on us. They will not do certain things. But just for the sake of 2029, just so our people can be running around hiding themselves, I will stay with George Weah. With all the foodiness, George Weah is afraid of certain things. So let's just stay with George Weah for another 6 years, and then we'll come back again, yeah? But just prepare for the hardship. That what you look for and what you're going to get. Either one of them, but we're just helping you now. Let's go to the small hard time. We don't want to take the long because it can be hard time there. You know, if Mr. Bwaka was strong, faster, moving around, I don't give a damn about Jeremiah Kuhn. Vice President don't run the country. Vice President don't run the country. So I will not worry about Jeremiah Kuhn. If Mr. Bwaka was Mr. Bwaka in 2017, I will not worry about Jeremiah Kuhn. If Mr. Bwaka was Mr. Bwaka 2011, I will not worry about Jeremiah Kuhn, the Prince Johnson. I will not worry about them. But we also know that Mr. Bwaka is in a situation where tomorrow the battery can give up. We also aware that Mr. Bwaka, even without the battery, he's not thinking right again anymore. We also know that Mr. Bwaka quick to sleep when you're having conversation with him. So that is our fear. That is the concern of a lot of us. And then again, you make it worse. You're not speaking to us. You cursing us whole day on Facebook. You told us that we arrogant. Mr. Cummings that criminal. Mr. Cummings finger document. Whole day you talking to court. You doing all kinds of things. Then you expect us to support you tomorrow. But guess what? When Mr. Cummings go against President Weir, let me tell you in the public manner, go to hell and tell the devil I sent you. Yes, UP. The officials of UP, go to hell. The good people of UP, the patriotic people of UP, who believe in a party, not an individual, but believe in the country, will vote for Mr. Cummings. Every other Liberians will vote for Mr. Cummings. You're who the corrupt ones, Joseph Bwaka, Jeremiah Kuhn, Prince Johnson, Darius Dillon, Alex Tyler, Yombly Kanga, Balu, James Barney, every one of you go to hell and tell the devil that I sent you, they will punish you. Mo Ali and who else? And I don't see what the boy talking too much. Mo Ali, the chairman for UP, the secretary general, all of y'all go to hell. Patrick, all of y'all go to hell. Y'all will not support Mr. Cummings. We know that very well. My own friends I can call in here, let me call in here again. And Victor Kaiser, go to hell too. Because I know you're not supporting Mr. Cummings, you go to Weir. You see that? So, Mr. Cummings is now Cummings versus Bwaka. All the UP can vote. All of y'all. CDC will support Mr. Cummings. Hey, also with CDC. CDC, President Weir will endorse Mr. Cummings. You know why? Because Mr. Cummings will go by the law. Although we order them, but the audit will be done by the law. We will not witch hunt. We will audit. And if that audit going through and they say my name there, they will come for me. So sedition, rather Mr. Cummings, who bringing people together, who not going to witch hunt nobody. When the last time you hear Mr. Cummings criticizing George Weir and calling him names? No. So they will vote. All the other candidates will vote for us against UP, who had the opportunity for 12 years. So you see, we are the alternative. Mr. Cummings is the alternative. Mr. Cummings, I'm saying this thing again. We still got time. Although the time is short to vote, but there are so many things can happen. Bwaka in Nigeria, I don't know what he went to Nigeria for. The information I'm hearing, I will not talk it. Let them bring it all again. I will not talk it. Pregnancy, the girl says she ain't pregnant. Oh, I'm pregnant. But you go look, she start going at this, start going at it. The next thing, you see your stomach in front. The hints to the wise is quite sufficient. So, Liberian people, we got a choice. We got the past, we got the present, we got the future. Nobody wants to go to the past. Whether the past was good or not, nobody wants to go back to the past. Because at the time the past was good, there was no internet service. The time the past was good, there was no Facebook. And just in 2005, there was no Facebook video. Yeah. The time the past was good, like in America today, they say, oh, we used to pay $1 to the toll. After you never had internet service. Oh, Liberia, 1968, Liberia was so good, strong. At that time, there was no road, there was nothing. Now we're in a real time. You say you won't go back to the past. Why people going in from? You either hold the present or you move to the future. The other people thinking about building city in the air, Dubai, not Dubai, Saudi Arabia, to build an AI city where the robots and everybody, everything just in the air. They started already. They will stay talking about sitting down while the other people moving. Senegal get a bullet train service. Ivory Coast will soon finish with their own train service. And we still can get road before I talk about train track. We stay behind. 176 years old. But Baka say 196 anyway. Baka say 196. What are we looking for? That you can take your child to Liberia and your child eat good pizza. They get pizza in Liberia, don't get me wrong. Know what the overhead bridges. Our transportation, you block one place, the whole thing, nobody can leave the country. Just start Ralphie, just 3 points. Start Ralphie, start right to Relay, and start right to Douala. Nobody leave Liberia. And you want to keep the point in Montserrat County? Just black ERW Junction, just black Relay, and black Freeport. Nobody leaving Monrovia. And go right to Ghana and Jamaica Road, block it too. Nobody leaving. What kind of country we got? Oh, they were building roads. We rehabilitating roads. Some of you don't know. Because all the small road that people trying to pave right now, that they're trying to greater and do also, there was a road there before, but it was not paved. We even cut the road in yet. The president promised a coastal highway. If that president was serious by the time the coastal highway gone. The president loved Liberia, but he loved the people. He just loved Liberia. That the first president who introduced Liberian wearing the Liberian flag. Because Joey loved Liberia so much, he's facing an African guy. Now I see Tiawan Konglo to get a flag with a look, let me tell you something. All the things are nonsense. You can put a little flag here to show it. But George Joanna wear a whole gown and put a fake flag with another country flag. How many straps? Joey got 14 straps on his own. Red, white, 14. And how many will be Liberian? Your assignment. Okay, guys. By the grace of God, next week I'll be leaving for Liberia. On the by the grace of God, on the 25th of September, my show will be in Liberia. I'm leaving for Liberia next week by the grace of God. We still need your support. You see this thing I wear? I carry a lot of this stuff for people, for my team. And it will be a robust. I can promise you, I will cause noise in Liberia. I can promise you that for sure. I'm not going to run behind Mr. Cummings. I'm going to go to people who already set up, people that we know, that we've been talking to. We're going to go back to them. We're going to show video. And the ANC Global, I want to say thank you. They purchased a computer for me now, finally. Although they did it, yes. And they are helping in so many ways. The CPP people, I want to say thank you to my loyal supporters. And there are so many supporters from, sometimes the names can just, Sis Agnes Yule and her husband Jeremiah Yule, and what his name, Siafa and Morella. Even Yasini sent me something. She said, "Congratulations, Munel," but she sent me something. And my Wanga brother, Edwin Kra, TT Nimle. There are a lot of people. Some people I'm calling some names. Some people I shouldn't call the name. And another strong supporter, but I would just call him HC. And my Oma, all the way in Atlanta, and I calling her name. They are all strong people. I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I hope my SS baggage don't go over. That's all. Because I'm not taking nothing myself. I'm taking t-shirts and some t-shirts. I can't help everybody. But you know, some places you go, some people are going to get this cap, but not everybody. But before you get this cap, you got to know what you're looking for before I get it to you. I'm not giving my cap to any officials. And I got the button, I got my t-shirt, I got my stickers, I got benders, I got a lot of stuff. And the whole day, oh, we wanted the way you can put on your phone. You got it. And hold on. Well, that's some information I getting. So I don't know what Mr. Barker went to Nigeria for. Let me be honest with you. And there are people who checking. Look, Mr. Barker is a public figure. So if you go to Nigeria to go, and guess what? If Mr. Barker going to Nigeria to collect money to come for campaign, is against the laws. You do not go out and get foreign money to come back in the country. But that's the country we got. There's nothing. Nobody going to say anything about it. So Mr. Bwaka going to Nigeria, and then when they say ECOWAS sent for Mr. Bwaka, sometimes these people, I don't understand. Are they desperate or what? When the kind of thing again where they're looking for people with sign. You better take the picture because you say, well, what it up? That Joseph Bwaka, victory sign, peace sign. You say it's for Joseph Bwaka, and, so So we got hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on 1 minute.